Hey Jeff, what do you see? I don't know, this time up that with Raz up, do you see him any differently? I mean, are you seeing any? What kind of development have you seen here the last couple months or whatnot?
Well, he's playing quicker. I thought that was evidently clear the last couple games that he played for us. He's playing quicker, and is that because of actual physical development? Is that because of confidence? I can't answer that. I think both play into it. I think he's worked hard at his skating through the course of the summer, but I thought when he was up the first time, the processing wasn't quite quick enough, making decisions with and without the puck. And I think since he's been back, he's played way quicker. And I would attribute most of that to confidence. I just think, for whatever reason, he probably put a lot of pressure on himself when he was up early. And I think what happens sometimes when you get down, you just got to play, you got to go for it. You got nothing to lose. And he certainly has had that attitude coming back up here.
Jeff, that first season he was here, I mean, obviously he had to be here for various reasons or whatnot, but do you think how much did he get out of it? Or obviously in a perfect world, would it have been better for him in GR? Or, I mean, what do you think and all that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the downside of the way that the rules set up, that, guys have to either play in the NHL or go back to go back to the major junior. And it doesn't honestly make much sense to me. In a lot of cases, I'm sure there's reasons for it that I don't know, so I don't want to speak too much on it. But, certainly I think had we had that option at that time, we would have chose the American League. One of the reasons that we chose the NHL the NHL over going back was he was a man amongst boys when he was in the WHL the year before. And sometimes, I've actually seen that hurt guys' development when I was in college firsthand, where guys stayed a year longer and you thought it would help them, and it actually hurt them because then they started doing things that they weren't going to be capable of at the next level, and it actually hurts at times. So it's a hard decision at that point. Certainly I think the American League would have been the best spot for him at that point.
So I need. Thanks, Jeff.
Yep.
Next up, Max Boltman, The Athletic.
Hey, Jeff, you talked the other day about some of the big defense cores that are going to be coming in here in the next, several days. What kind of challenge does that pose? I mean, I know for someone like Rasmussen, he can help battle with him down level. What kind of challenges does it pose overall when you have a defense core of that size and that still has some skill like some of these guys do?
Well, yeah, and I should say it's more than just big. It's big and really good. Obviously, Tampa's got one of the best decors in the league. Even if it's, their left side is totally loaded. And they're big, they can skate, they're rangy, they're hard to get to the net against. So, the challenge is just, they take away a lot of space, and they're really good players. A guy like Ryan McDonough makes tons of great defensive plays. Like, he's an elite defender, And, obviously Hedman with his skating and Sergachev with his size and skating, and they're just really hard to create much against. And so, whether it be that group or the Carolina group with the Slavin and the Pesci's and the Hamiltons, or the Dallas group with the Heiskanens and the, all those guys. I mean, there's just a lot of really good D, and it's just hard to create against. So a lot of times you're going to have to create by winning pucks around the cage, and that's where a guy with the size like Rask can play and do it.
And with Svechnikov, obviously he's skating with the extras these last couple of days. What would you need to see from him to, I guess, get back into that group of 12 forwards?
First off, I haven't made the decision yet for tomorrow, and that's just the reality of it. We're still kind of waiting on some health to see where guys are at, and that'll kind of dictate our lineup a bit. But he has skated with the extras. Listen, Svech is doing a good job, and he tries hard every shift. He works hard every shift. He's doing a solid job. So we'll just, when he gets in there, he's just got to keep doing a solid job.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yep.
Next up, Helene St. James, Detroit Free Press.
Hey, Jeff, have you been able to sense in practice how much having even a little break like this, is it in any way similar to when coming back from an all-star break? Just, I guess, just with how compact the season is, do you sense like that guys are refreshed from having a couple of days off the ice in the break in games?
Yeah, I think the break was needed and came at a good time for us. And, I think having it, some teams have had to have it because of cancellations at the beginning of the season, and now they won't get a break the rest of the way. And certainly, I think our guys are refreshed. does that translate tomorrow? You just never know. Every game, the momentum within games take on a life of its own, but there's no doubt the energy level and was high the last 2 days, and I think guys are refreshed. So I think it's been a positive.
And I don't know how much this was done on purpose, but it kind of comes almost at the midway point, timing wise.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. It's great timing for us. It's basically the midway point. We get a chance to, have a couple days where we didn't practice, one an off day, one a day to just lift. And I think that just those little simple, it just gets you a chance to reset yourself. So, and it gets you out of not the monotony, but just the everyday Groundhog Day. You just get a chance to kind of refresh, especially at home here. And so it's been good. I think it's been a real solid thing.
What do you guys have to do to get back to playing better defensively? I mean, the goals against was kind of staggering these past 3 games compared to, for the most part, excepting a few blowouts. You guys have done fairly well defensively, team defense.
Good, in 2 of the 3 games, it was a 2 goals against going to third period, and then certainly in the Chicago game, it exploded the wrong way, and then in the Carolina game, same thing. One of those an empty netter. The Columbus game is a little bit different. It was all the second there, but I thought for certainly against Carolina, I thought we had defended pretty darn well up until the third. Even the goal against in the second, it's a little bit of a couple minor mistakes, and they get a shot from outside the scoring area, and we end up self-screening our goal and he goes in, but it's not probably a chance if it doesn't go in. That's just the reality of where it was shot from and the situation that presents itself. So then in the third, though, I thought we let that goal affect us. In the third, we had some missed assignments. So what do we got to do better? Our guys know our systems. They know what they have to do. They got to go out and they got to execute without a doubt. We got to make sure that we're really paying attention to detail and defense. You can't come back into your end and swing. You got to come back into your end and stop. And the first goal in the third period was probably the whole thing started just based on that. We had a couple guys come back and swing. So you got to come back and stop. And it's just those that little detail that matters the most. And so, I would just say our attention to detail in those situations needs to be better.
Thank you.
Yep.
Last question from Ansar Khan with MLive.
Yeah, Jeff, just checking. Larkin, is he status going to be determined tomorrow, or has he been cleared?
Status will be determined tomorrow.
Okay. And Stetcher, is he available, or is it same situation for him?
Same situation for Stetch.
Okay, that's all I need. Thanks.
Thank you.
That's it for us today. Thanks, everyone.